Hi everyone. Let me see if uh hi Sajid. Um Hi Pregnancy Coin. Okay, I'm just waiting for a few more people so that we can start talking about something very important today. hmm And I'm so sorry if I miss somebody. Hi guys. Okay. I just want to rotate my phone. It's giving me a hard time over here. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Lollywolko. Okay. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Digital Gold Gang, where we combine on-chain analytics, macroeconomic insights, and real-world utility to help you stay ahead of markets instead of falling victim to them. So, my today's critical message to all the retailers. If I show you the market picture right now, if you see here, I don't know if you guys are able to see. Okay. I'm so sorry, my mouse isn't working fine here. It's giving me some hard time. So sorry, guys. Okay, if you see here, if you see the market over here, if I talk about the last 17 weeks, see here? So if you consider the last 17 weeks, there's a consistent drop. Do you think why is it, like, what's happening? So the thing here is going, it's a trail, it's like a trap for retail. People are focusing on selling. So that's what I'm going to talk about. It's a biggest trap forming right now. So whenever you see sudden sell-offs, fear spikes across social media. Retail traders assume something bad is happening. Meanwhile, whales are moving fund bags back and forth, creating illusionary volatility, isn't it? Okay, let me make this clear. Whale movement does not always mean selling. I'm going to repeat it, guys. Whale movement does not always mean selling. It often means liquidity manipulation. Retail sees money moving, panic, they sell. That's what you guys do, right? Yeah, I do it sometimes. So, but what happens behind the curtain? I have learned this now. What happens behind the curtain? Institutions step in and quietly accumulate. Here, I want you all guys to focus. They are not emotional. They are not panicking. We are panicking though, but they are not. They do not care if you lose money. They care about one thing only: discounted entries at your expense. You are being engineered into selling low. Institutions are waiting to buy exactly what you are afraid to hold. They are waiting for it. So let's talk about the other aspect. I'm gonna talk about a little bit uh, about the statement given by Powell. So, because this is where retail is getting blindsided. Recently, Powell made it very clear that a December rate cut is not guaranteed. He made this clear. If I talk about his words, his exact words were, a December cut is not a foregone conclusion, far from it. Why he said that? Because the Fed is facing. What are they facing? I'm talking about the things they are facing right now, like what the Fed is facing exactly. So it's mixed inflation data that is still above target, a cooling labor market that isn't fully stabilized, and strong internal disagreement among Fed members. The last one is delayed economic data due to government disruptions. This means the market, which was expecting fast and aggressive rate cuts, is now experiencing uncertainty. And uncertainty fuels volatility. But if we see it in depth, when Fed shows hesitation, retail gets scared. But institutions, they prepare themselves. They never get scared. So, uncertainty creates perfect accumulation zones. I'm gonna elaborate it further. See, how does this connect with XRP and other real world asset ecosystems? As the Fed delays clearer monetary easing, the first thing crypto faces is short term volatility coming towards liquidity. There's a temporary liquidity, it tightens. Then retail traders become reactive. But long term utility networks continue building. And if we talk about specifically XRP is showing strong micro level signals, increased on chain activity. So if I talk about on chain activity, I'm gonna show you here. I have a little scanner here. Mm, um, I'm gonna show you one second. Okay, so my I'm so sorry guys, my mouse, everything is giving me hard time. My laptop is giving me hard time too. So increased on, we were talking about increased on on-chain activities. So here if I talk about, yeah, if you see this company, they also have launched their ETFs. Fine. If we talk about Bitwise, they also have launched their ETFs. And if we talk about Purpose, they also have launched their ETFs. So I have a little scanner here, guys. This is scanner for XRP. If you see, let me zoom it a little bit. Okay, see here. So sorry about that. So if you see here, there are millions and millions of transactions going on. You see the amount, see the like numbers here, and then if you see the time, like it is like it's happening within the seconds. If you see 3 seconds, 9 seconds, like within a seconds, their transactions are going on. They are like the whole market, everything is moving. So my whole point over here is, let me take you back to, I'm sorry. Okay. My charts, I'm so sorry. Yeah, coming back to my charts. Okay, so as I showed you, all the companies, the names I showed you, they have launched their ETFs. And as I showed you my scanner, so in my scanner also, they have like there are millions and millions of transactions going after every other second, within 3 seconds, 5 seconds. So the whole point over here is there's nothing to panic. So I was talking about the Fed delays clearer monetary easing. So here is the another point was large transfers between exchanges and cold wallets. There is a large transaction. And if we talk about sustained development of ISO 20022 messaging, and then an increased interest rate in cross-border settlement rails. So you see, everything is happening, like they are ready to accumulate. These are accumulation indicators, guys, not distribution indicators. Mark my uh, words. These are accumulation indicators. The things I spoke about, like all the points and everything, these all are accumulation indicators. Add to that, the global boom is real world assets. So if I talk about real world assets, which are now being tokenized by BlackRock, JP Morgan, major global banks, and emerging digital settlement layers across Asia and the Middle East. Ripple's infrastructure sits directly in the middle of this long term transformation. Why I said that? Because Powell has not committed to December cut. We are entering what I call the twilight zone of opportunity. If I consider it in short term, if I say what can happen in short span of time, there'll be volatility. Liquid sweeps would be there, whale activity would be there, and then there may be retail panic too. Because if all these are things are happening, obviously retail will panic. If I consider the medium term, so I spoke about long term before, sorry, short term before. So if we talk about medium term opportunities, so here RWA, that's what I said before. It's real world assets expansion. They can expand. Institutional positioning into utility assets. XRP network strengthening. And if we go for long term, like all the way through the end. So it says liquidity will eventually return, rate cuts will eventually resume, and assets with real use cases like XRP will be perfectly positioned for explosive upside. Remember, markets don't reward the emotional. That's what I spoke in beginning. They are not emotional. We get emotional, like, when we start panicking, we start selling in panic. So that's what they are, like, they don't say it, but you have to analyze it. Markets don't reward the emotional, they reward the patient. Retail sells out of fear during uncertainty. That's what we usually do. I used to do that, but now I am not doing it because I've learned from my past experiences. Retail sells out of fear during uncertainty, but institutions build positions during uncertainty because they are working in the curtain. They are not coming forward, they're not showing you their movements, but they are working. Not taking much of your time. I just try to conclude it in short. I'm just want to summarize everything. Don't get fooled by the game. Yeah, guys, don't get fooled by the game. Listen what I am saying. I'm going to say something now. Be very careful. Listen it very carefully. They want you emotional. They want you confused. They want you to sell. Why they want all this? So that they can buy, right? Every cycle, the story is the same. Dips scare retail. They used to do that, they are doing it, they will do in future. Dips will scare retail. Whales shake liquidity. Institutions will buy quietly. That's what I said before. They are working under the curtains, right? Behind the curtains. They are working behind the curtains. So institutional institutions will buy quietly, and those who understand the cycle, guys, listen it very carefully. Those who understand the cycle means those who are patient will get the reward. They will be rewarded at the end. The game is long, but if you stay focused, disciplined, and educated, I'm focusing on this point, and educated, because you have to study about everything. Don't get panicked. You see the market and you guys are ready to sell. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. If you stay focused, disciplined and educated, you will not just survive it. You will dominate it. So in the end, thank you for watching and welcome back to Digital Gold Gang. Where we think institutions, not like retailers. We think like institutions. Bye bye. See you in my next video. Have a great day, evening, in whatever countries you are. Bye guys. Have a nice one.